Hey, gang, there are so many important issues to discuss in today's political, cultural, and economic climate, and I can't discuss them all here. In fact, YouTube and big tech won't let me talk about it all here. And that's why I have exclusive, uncensored live streams on Monday nights to cover everything. On Monday nights, I share all my thoughts and answer your questions in an in-depth, casual format that prepares you for this upcoming election with the truth. Today, I want to show you a quick clip from a recent stream that I hope will help you think clearly about these important issues, as well as encourage you to join our movement. Join an upcoming exclusive live stream, and I'll answer your questions by clicking the link in the description below and joining our community of courageous patriots building a parallel economy. I look forward to seeing you over there.
So let's talk about Matt Gaetz. There are questions from several people, like Steve Toomey here, who says it's all over the news that the Republicans in Congress now want to remove Matt Gaetz from office because he's not loyal and mean. Are these threats a shot across his bow, a sign of Republican civil war, or will they really try to do this? What do you think?
Yeah. No, absolutely. I think it's part of the the absolute continued frustration over the Murdoch wing, the Republican establishment. In the end, and I think we all get this. In the end, Gaetz wants McCarthy to actually stand for something, right? Gaetz wants McCarthy to actually. This is what makes Trump so awesome. Everybody knows what Trump stands for. Everybody knows he wants, to close the borders. He wants to deport, well, at least he's going with, let's first start with the drug dealers and the violent criminals. Let's deport them. Let's bring back energy independence. Let's bring back economic nationalism. Let's celebrate our customs, cultures, and traditions. Everybody knows what Trump is for. We have no idea what McCarthy's for. Nothing. None. Nada. Zippo. Nothing. So what Gaetz wants, as I understand it, what Gaetz wants is he wants something similar to what Ted Cruz did when he got elected back in 2012. Rich Barris of the People's Pundit was talking about this today in his live stream. So what Ted Cruz is, he got in 2012. He bucked the establishment. He was not the establishment's candidate. He was more of that libertarian, conservative kind of, Mike Lee sort of. This is the same year Mike Lee won, if I recall. And from Utah. And Ted Cruz came in, and one of the big things that says we're going to kill Obamacare. And after he got elected, he promised to crush Obamacare. And when they had a vote to continue to fund the government, he refused to vote for it over the fact that Obama and the Democrats and the establishment Republicans were refusing to defund Obamacare. And they kept saying, oh, Ted Cruz is, and the same old, it's the same old, people in Fox News who are doing their darndest right now against Matt Gaetz. It's the same old people on talk radio. Oh, you're going to cost us the midterms. You're going to cost us the midterms. It's going to kill us, because they always blame Republicans for shutdowns. And no, they ended up blaming Obama. Voters end up blaming Obama. And in 2014, the GOP won one of their biggest midterm landslides in a generation. This is what Gaetz wants. He's challenging McCarthy to actually stand for something, to keep his promises of fiscal responsibility that got him into office during the 2010 Tea Party movement. Remember, he was part of all those guys who are now, all of them are gone because they all turned out to be frauds. But he was one of the ones to say, oh, we want fiscal responsibility and so on and so forth. Obama's spending us into oblivion, the debt, trillions of dollars in debt. McCarthy wants him to channel that fiscal responsibility again. He wants him to channel his promises on J6. He wants him to channel his promises on the southern border security, channel his promises on ending funding for Ukraine. And McCarthy won't. This is Matt Gaetz' argument. I think Matt Gaetz is right. And McCarthy won't. McCarthy always bends over and gives the Democrats what they want. So what happens when you challenge the establishment like Matt Gaetz is doing? What happens to you? Right? Well, he's going through a possible expulsion, just like Marjorie Taylor Greene did. And of course, he survived the sex trafficking scandal they tried to pin on him right when he first got elected, right? They tried to Russell Brand him or Tim Ballard him or Brett Kavanaugh him or even Judge Roy Moore him. I mean, this thing is just getting so predictable, and it's so boring at this point. But look, it's what it is always look at who is Karl Rove, who's Newt Gingrich, who's Mark Levin, who's Sean Hannity beating up, who's Neil Cavuto beating up, who's the New York Post writing hit pieces on, because they're the ones who are challenging the establishment. That's how you know it. They're the ones who are challenging the powers that be, the donor class approved establishment. And this Murdoch wing of the Republican Party, the Murdoch media wing of the Republican Party, they all team up and lambaste and excoriate the non-establishment rebel as bad for the party. He's going to cost us seats, and he's a traitor, and he's not playing with the team, and blah 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 blah. Oh, and Kevin McCarthy is the most conservative leader we've had since Newt Gingrich. Blah blah blah. It's all as predictable as night follows day. You'll notice Mitch McConnell is never under ethics investigation. Kevin McCarthy is never under ethics. Mittens Romney is never. Lindsey Graham. These are the guys who orchestrate the accusations and the investigations. So I think in the end, Matt Gaetz seems to be he knew what was going to happen. He knew this was all going to happen. And he seems to be pretty much on the up and up. He wants Kevin McCarthy out as the only leverage he has to try to keep Kevin McCarthy honest. But I don't know how you keep an establishment Republican honest, since they don't have a shred of honesty to them. So I got to be honest with you. I think this needs to play itself out. Gaetz obviously has thought several moves ahead. I think he might try to use this as a way of gaining more power for the MAGA wing of the Republican Party when McCarthy has to depend on Democrats to keep him in as a speaker. So, we'll have to see how it plays out. But in the end, what I see is McCarthy is being called out for being the establishment shill that he is, and the establishment tool that he is, and Matt Gaetz has had it. So we'll see. Again, Marjorie Taylor Greene has already positioned herself as being the peacemaker between the two, so we'll see how it plays out.
But there's something else that's very concerning here as well. Up until now, the digital dollar, or central bank digital currency, has been little more than a headline, right? But now things are developing at an alarmingly rapid pace. It started with a sweeping executive order from the Biden administration, and now central banks are even hiring for their development. Here's the thing. A digital dollar, as you all know, when all is said and done, means centralized control. It can be used to track your purchases, control what you buy, and even seize and freeze your assets like we saw with the Freedom Convoy. That's why it is so critical for you to protect your money with precious metals like gold and silver. I partnered with the top-rated precious metals company, Goldco, that have helped patriots move over $1 billion into the timeless value of gold and silver, and now it's your turn. Right now, they're giving up to $10,000 in free silver while supplies last. Plus, all qualified callers this week will receive a free Ronald Reagan silver coin, but that's just for this week. So don't wait. Click on that link below right now and do what countless patriots are doing to make sure bumbling Biden never has control over all your money. Go to the link below to learn how you can get started today.
Yes, so speaking of Marjorie Taylor Greene, RBG Wiz says, have you seen the Marjorie Taylor Greene clip on Twitter showing how to get to the doors to enter the floor to vote from the fire alarm?
Yes, I did. It was brilliant. Again, this is what I mean. I think some are might be upset at Gaetz in that we have this perfect opportunity to probably actually expel somebody from Congress, Jamal Bowman, this New York representative. The excuses, and again, I argued this in my video today, the excuses they're giving today are so patently absurd that they don't think you're that stupid. This is anarcho-tyranny. This is the very stuff I was talking about in Chicago. This is anarcho-tyranny. The rules don't apply to me because I'm a Democrat. And they're just, this is their way of saying it. Oh, no, well, we all know. And then watch MSNBC actually take that excuse they're giving seriously. I mean, it's hilarious. I mean, imagine, again, imagine if a J6 protester did that. Imagine Matt Gaetz doing that during the J6 proceedings. No one would take this even remotely seriously, right? And of course, it's their way of just rubbing this in your face. The rules don't apply to us. The rules don't just apply to you. We're going to hyperextend those rules. We're going to turn those rules into weapons in terms of what applies to you. But for us, it doesn't apply. We are meta rule. We are above the rules. We write the rules in such a way that always benefit us and always compromise you. So, yeah, I mean, to me, it's the Democrats and the legacy lamestream media telling you this is not your country anymore. This is not the founders' country anymore. We own it, and we're weaponizing it for our cultural Marxist gain.
I hope you enjoyed that clip of my Monday night Insiders Club live stream. Join us live next week by clicking on the link in the description below and joining the coalition of patriots worldwide building a parallel economy to return to our roots of faith, family, and freedom. Click below right now.